court, they better be aware of that. They scared of that. Of course, look at the ceiling. What up, Mr. Floyd? Yeah, Collinsville. And yes, I'm glad to say that I'm a Kahok. I'm about to graduate. Yeah, you know what it is. Collinsville High School, a champions. Yeah, screaming that's us. And when we on top, boy, quit fussing. All around my town, everything is white and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple. We shut it down for the school and the sports team. White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
White and purple, yeah, I know you see it. You see the chaos and you tell yourself you wanna be it. I go to CHS, so I am a champ. I ran this game so long, I'm starting to get a stomach cramp. Class of 1, 2, but we're number 1. Shout out to all my juniors, yeah, you know we get it done. White and purple, you already know. It's little easy peasy and that boy lay low.
Yeah, you know what it is. Collinsville High School, a champions. Yeah, screaming that's us. And when we on top, boy, quit fussing. All around my town, everything is white and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple. We shut it down for the school and the sports team. White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
I'm about my white and purple, Scarface and DJ Screw. We on the peak of the mountain, best at what we do. Yeah, we the champs, homie, but we ain't selling shoes. These boys bleeding purple, call us the chief and crew. They don't gotta do it big, cause I don't play no sports. I play my cards right. Now a good report. When Dub 12 comes, it's time to roll off. I'm in the back cause everybody rolling with me. K-Hawks.
Yeah, you know what it is.
Look, all the freshmen, sophomores,
High school champions.
yeah, they know what it is.
All around my town, everything is
White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
we shut it down for the school and the sports team.
White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
Yeah, you know what it is. Collinsville High School, a champions. Yeah, screaming that's us. And when we on top, boy, quit fussing. All around my town, everything is white and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple. We shut it down for the school and the sports team. White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
And a very good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium here on the campus of Collinsville High School. I am Todd Duke, and glad that you're with us here on the Kahok Sports Network, as my camera is just jumping all over the place, which means you probably can't hear a word I'm saying right now because it's just jiggity-jaggedy. Well, hopefully this will catch itself back up here sooner or later. That is a lot of jumping around. Dun, 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 dun. I'm getting closer. We're getting closer. I've already figured out that once this thing starts jumping around, looks like we are all caught up now. Man, that was a lot of freeze framing going on there. Anyway, welcome to Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium again. My name is Todd Duke, and glad that you're with us here on the Kahok Sports Network. We're getting you ready for varsity action, girls volleyball. This is our last time in the gym in the 2020-2021 school year. We won't be back until August for some more girls volleyball, so we'll enjoy this last matchup between Collinsville and Cahokia. Collinsville comes in at 6-6. They evened their record up when they captured the consolation championship against Alton here just a couple of nights ago in the Southwestern Conference tournament, coming off of that 3-set win. And Cahokia, as I mentioned, 0-8. I believe they're 0-8. They have a couple of question marks next to their schedule on some of the games, but considering that most of the teams that the question marks are next to are dominating, I'm just assuming that Cahokia is 0-8. And I really don't have anything to tell you about Cahokia. There is no information available on IHSA. They only have the 2013-2014 season listed on there, and that year they went 3-21. There are no stats to speak of for Cahokia, either on the STL Today site or on Max Prep, so I really don't have a lot of information. We just got the rosters last night, so that's how close we were to having a game with no numbers or names to go along with them, so just not a lot of information available. Collinsville and Cahokia did meet back on March the 20th, and Collinsville took that victory in 3 sets, and that was the first time that these two teams played since 2006. They were regulars against each other from 99 to 2006. The only time they didn't play during that time was the 2000 season and the 2003 season, but in the seasons that they did play, Collinsville won everything, so including the set back in March to Cahokia by Collinsville in 3 sets. That was the only time that I have found that Cahokia has taken Collinsville to 3 sets. All the other ones, 1999, that was 99 and 2001. That was when they still just played to 15, and Collinsville won 15-7 and 15-1 in 1999, and then 15-5 and 15-9 in 2001. The very next year, 2002, is when they started the new rule that you had to play to 25, and Collinsville won both of those matches in 2002. Cahokia scored 9 points in the first set and 12 points in the second. They did not play each other in 2003. In 2004, Collinsville won 25-11, 25-6. And then in 05, Collinsville won both sets 25-12. And in 06, Collinsville won both sets by the same score of 25-13. And as I mentioned, between 2006 and earlier this year, these two teams did not play each other. And Collinsville, they are almost finished at home. They have one more home game left, and that'll be on the 20th of April, but that's the night that we are doing the Lady Kahok soccer season opener over at Kahok Stadium. The home opener anyway, not the season opener. Season opener takes place this Tuesday at Edwardsville for the Lady Kahok soccer team. So lots of road games coming up here for the volleyball team in the last week of the season for them. They're at Mascoutah Monday. Then they have a game at Granite City and then at Freeburg before they return home for that game against Granite City on senior night. And then they will finish up on the road at Mater Dei and at Civic Memorial. So now you know just about everything that I know. Collinsville, by the way, 5 of their last 6 games, I've mentioned, on the road. And they begin that long road journey on Monday. So there you are. I do have some Collinsville stats, and we will pass those along to you here in just a moment as we continue with the Chiropractic Works pregame show, brought to you by my friend Dr. Chris McCluskey at Chiropractic Works in Collinsville. He and his crew are focused on helping as many people as possible live high-quality lives all through chiropractic care and wellness. You can visit Dr. McCluskey at Chiropractic Works in Collinsville at 410 Regency Center, just off of the Beltline Road in Collinsville, or give them a call at 343-3602 or online, chiropracticworkscollinsville.com. We'll pass along some Collinsville stats, and we'll pass along the starters for both teams as we continue here on the Kahok Sports Network.
As the Director of Sports Medicine at Next Level Performance Institute, I oversee the care of all of our athletes, many high school, collegiate, and professional. Our goal is to help athletes stay on the field and maximize their performance. We have state-of-the-art diagnostic equipment where we can actually perform testing to get to the root cause of problems that could be getting in the way of athletic performance. When it comes to taking care of athletes, we take a full-body approach. Whether it's musculoskeletal ailments, nutritional issues, organic issues such as headaches, sinuses, digestive issues, we have advanced training to where we can remedy health issues and return that athlete to play as quickly as possible. If you or your athlete are dealing with any kind of nagging sports injury and would like to see if we can possibly help, feel free to give us a call or come by the office anytime.
Just because we're adults doesn't mean we don't have toys, am I right? If your adult toys consist of boats, campers, or RVs, then you need to call the GASA storage team of professionals. Winter weather in the Midwest can be quite harsh, and finding a place to properly store those expensive toys for winter can be just as rough as a Midwest winter. That's where the GASA storage team comes in, with outdoor self-storage and covered storage for your toys. They even have tractor-trailer parking, conveniently located at Horseshoe Lake Road and 111 in Pontoon Beach. GASA Storage, for the safe storage of all of your toys. Contact the GASA Storage team, gasastorage@gmail.com, or call today, GASA Storage Team, 618-797-6100.
All Pro Tees in Caseyville is your place for custom apparel and has been for over 20 years now. Why? All Pro Tees can handle any size project, big or small, and they specialize in large group orders. At All Pro Tees, quality is number one on their list of priorities, as is evident by their excellent customer service. Did we mention All Pro Tees has over 20 years of experience? They can even help with fundraisers and event merchandising for your group. So for all of your apparel needs, for civic groups, sports teams, business outings, or even a family reunion, your apparel needs stop at All Pro Tees. All Pro Tees in Caseyville, right across the street from Kahok Stadium. Online at allprotees.com or on Facebook at All Pro Tees. Or call All Pro Tees at 344-2200.
As the Director of Sports Medicine at Next Level Performance Institute, I oversee the care of all of our athletes, many high school, collegiate, and professional. Our goal is to help athletes stay on the field and maximize their performance. We have state-of-the-art diagnostic equipment where we can actually perform testing to get to the root cause of problems that could be getting in the way of athletic performance. When it comes to taking care of athletes, we take a full body approach, whether it's musculoskeletal ailments, nutritional issues, organic issues such as headaches, sinuses, digestive issues. We have advanced training to where we can remedy health issues and return that athlete to play as quickly as possible. If you or your athlete are dealing with any kind of nagging sports injury and would like to see if we can possibly help, feel free to give us a call or come by the office anytime.
And once again, welcome back to Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium here in Collinsville. Just about ready to go. This varsity matchup between Collinsville and Cahokia. Here are your starters. Adriana Millsap is the libero for Cahokia. In front of her, you will find Haley Tucker, Janiyah Swift, Ryan Gordon, Kelviana Johnson, Jalea Sanders, Taishaya Sales, and Tanaya Winters. For Collinsville, the libero is Ava Pierce. And in front of Ava, you will find Lily Georgina, Lexi Bachoki, Layla Pelly, Katie Dawson, Astasia Bush, and Kennedy Fisher. Collinsville missing some of their starters here tonight. No Addie Johnson and no Riri Hill Russell. So a little bit of a different starting rotation here for Collinsville. Katie Dawson is on the floor. She leads in the kills department for Collinsville. 63 kills, 3.5% is what she's averaging. Sydney Summer, 67 serves attempted, only 6 errors, so 91% of her serves are finding their mark. Mackenzie Johnson also in that category with 57 serves and just 1 error at 98.2%. Riri Hill Russell not here tonight. She leads the team in blocks. She averages 1 block per set and 1.9 per match. And as far as digs go, Sydney Summer leads with 2.3 per set, 5.1 per match. And back to serve is Adriana Millsap for Cahokia, and we are underway. JV lost in 3 sets. JV girls picked up the first set, dropped the next 2. Pelly gets it across and then shoved into the back line. Ava Pierce saves it. Pelly then gets it over, and Pachoki sends it across the line. Another setup here for Cahokia, and instead of setting it up, they just knock it across. And Georgina now sets it up for Dawson with a kill shot in the back, and unable to get there was Kelviana Johnson. And Collinsville jumps out front 1-0. No Sydney Summer from what I can see either. So 3 of the starters missing that I can tell. Here's Katie Dawson serving it up, and it's picked up in the backcourt by Sales and then shoved across and moved over. Pierce, she sets it up. Georgina for Pelly into the backcourt. Johnson picks it up. Back over here onto the side, trying to find the seam is Gordon, and she gets it over. And now Georgina sets it up for Bachoki. Bachoki off of the hands of the libero Millsap, and Johnson gets it over. Nice job by Cahokia to keep that alive. Another setup for Bachoki, and this one gets shoved into the net. She left her spot a little too late, and by the time she got to the ball, it was already parallel with the top of the net. 1-1 score. Janiyah Swift back to serve it up for Cahokia. She does so, picked up by Pierce, but stays very low, and Georgina couldn't get there in time. 2-1 in favor of Cahokia. Swift ready with another serve. And into the net. Kennedy Fisher will check back in, and will do so for Pelly. Ava Pierce back to serve it up for Collinsville. Pierce gets it across, but gets it out. A little too hard there for Ava. Ava, the junior libero for Collinsville. And now back to serve it up is Ryan Gordon. Gordon. Oh, that one's almost too close to the net, and no reaction over on the far side after it was picked up in the backcourt. And it's a 4-2 lead for Cahokia. Collinsville won in 3 sets back on March the 20th when these two teams met. And for another serve, here's Gordon. Gordon all the way in the back, and that was not going to go out, so Katie Dawson had to pick it up, and when she did, it spun backwards off of her hand straight into the back wall. And it's a 3-point lead for Cahokia. And another serve coming up here for Gordon. Picked up by Pierce, but again, I don't know if they're having a hard time picking this ball up off of that serve from Gordon, but she's back there wreaking havoc on the K-Hawks right now. Off of Ava Pierce and straight out of bounds. 4-point lead for Cahokia as Gordon gets set to deliver another. That one's into the net. So a couple of free points given to Collinsville by Cahokia. As Emma Stouthammer will check into this game for the first time, taking the place of Kennedy Fisher. And Stouthammer will go back to serve. Emma delivers the ball, and it's picked up and saved by Cahokia. That was close to being a point, but we get it anyway due to a double hit by Cahokia. So Cahokia has given Collinsville 3 of their first 4 points. Stouthammer ready to deliver again. See if Collinsville can get a little momentum going here. Picked up in the backcourt again by Mazium, and then finally sent across by Winters. Collinsville's Georgina sets it up for Kennedy Fisher into the back corner. What a save back there. That was by Tucker. Man, I tell you what. Here is Bachoki. Georgina sets it back up for Lexi. Lexi down, and it's picked up in the backcourt and then sent up front. Johnson gets it over, and then Ava Pierce pops it up. Georgina sets it up for Fisher. Fisher just touches it across and then finds the ball as it gets ready to head back over the net, and she slams it down. And Collinsville gets back to within 1. Stouthammer back to serve up another one. Second game in a row that Katie McCartney is coaching the varsity team here. Abby Hanger was here again earlier. I'm sure she has other things going on in her life. But second game in a row that she has not been here for the JV team. And there's a shot by Johnson that comes right down the near sideline, flying right past Stouthammer. And back to a 2-point lead here for Cahokia as the libero Adriana Millsap trots off. Julia Sanders comes in her place. Here's the serve, and Stouthammer picks it up. Georgina sets it up for Bachoki. Bachoki over there, that's out of bounds, barely. And a 3-point lead for Cahokia, now 8-5. We're in set number 1. First team to win 2 can leave happy. Another serve coming up here for Tiana Winters. Pop fly into the backcourt. Picked up by Dawson. Now set up for Georgina and Kennedy Fisher. Fisher gets it across after it was blocked right back to her. Ava Pierce covers the back corner. Georgina sets it up for Bachoki. Bachoki sends it across. Picked up in the backcourt by Winters. Kept alive, but off of the hands of Swift, and that ball had a spin on it. And back to serve it up for Collinsville is Lexi Bachoki. K-Hawks trail by 2. Bachoki sends it across, picked up by Millsap. And then set up for Johnson in the middle, over to the side. Stouthammer picks it up on the near side sideline. Georgina for Bachoki, and into the back, picked up by Millsap once again. Shoved across, and a net violation by Swift will give Collinsville another point, and we're back to within 1. 8-7 to score, and Bachoki will come back to serve up another. Bachoki gets it across, and Millsap keeps it alive. Sent over onto the far side. That's out of bounds. Comes across the net, but it did not stay within the parameters of the gray stripe. That makes up the outer perimeter of the volleyball court. So 8-8 game, and Lexi Bachoki will come back to serve up another. She does so. Millsap picks it up again. Set up over here for Sanders. Sanders gets blocked out by Fisher, and boy, that was a nice block by Kennedy. And there was really not much that Cahokia could do with that. Collinsville out front now, 9-8. And Bachoki continues to serve. Lexi sends it across. And that one's going to end up almost up into the balcony where the band plays. And if it wasn't for the plexiglass surrounding it, it probably would have went up there. So Collinsville extends their lead to 2 now. Lexi Bachoki enjoying quite the service run. Bachoki into the corner, and that one's out. And that time, Mazium let it go. And back to a 1-point game with Tashaya Sales back to serve, and she serves that one into the net. Collinsville gets that point right back, 11-9 in favor of Collinsville. Pelly checks back on for the libero Pierce, and Kennedy Fisher is back to serve. Popped up, Millsap. Over to the side for Sanders. Sanders gets it across right next to the near side candy cane. Set up for Pelly from Georgina, and she found the empty spot right in front of Millsap. And Collinsville now has a 3-point lead. And we're going to have a timeout called on the floor, so we will step aside as well. We're back in just a moment here on the Kahok Sports Network. Looking to buy a new home or sell your current home? Trust the Blaylock Group of eXp Realty with all of your real estate needs. The real estate market is hot right now, and you can trust the years of experience the Blaylock Group brings to the table. The Blaylock Group can help you find your dream home, or they can help you get top dollar for your current home. Give Peyton or Emily Blaylock a call today at the Blaylock Group of eXp Realty, 618-780-4622. That's 618-780-4622. The Blaylock Group of eXp Realty. Back at Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium, Cahoks lead by 3, 12-9 over Cahokia. Kennedy Fisher serves up another, picked up by Millsap, and moved over here for Sanders. Sanders shoves it across with 2 hands, and Georgina sets it up for Katie Dawson, and Dawson couldn't get it over the net. Nice try, just didn't work out. Markeisha Williams is the head coach, by the way, for Cahokia, in case I failed to mention that. Kelviana Johnson sends one over. It's picked up by Stouthammer. Lily Georgina sets it up for Pelly into the backcourt. It's almost shoved back over, but it hits the net. Falls down right in between Swift and Sanders. Number 6 into the game. Do not know who she is because they have number 6 listed as Adriana Millsap, but Millsap has on the libero jersey today. So someone's wearing her jersey when she's not the libero. And a setup over here for Sanders. Sanders off a partial block. Nice save by Ava Pierce. Georgina sets it up for Dawson. Dawson back over the net on the return shot there by Sales, and then that one hits the guide wire and the candy cane, and that point belongs to Cahokia. And it's back to a 2-point affair, 13-11. Collinsville with the lead, and Sanders will go back to serve. Winters will come back in for Millsap, the libero. And a shot into the net will give Collinsville that point right back. Besides that, it was a service violation to begin with. a step on the line in the backcourt by Summers. So regardless, Collinsville was going to get that point one way or the other. Here's Katie Dawson. Dawson sends it over, and that's out of bounds. Nice dig back there by the number 6, but wrong direction. Collinsville up 15-11. Dawson sends another one over. It's a screamer. Popped straight up, and I was going to wonder if anybody was going to get there, and that one is going to be on the third and final hit. It hits the scoreboard and comes down on Cahokia's side, and that was going to be a point regardless of what side it came down on the final hit. Here's Dawson again. Into the backcourt. That one's popped straight back, and no one's going to get there. And Dawson continues her hot service streak. Johnson will check back in for Cahokia as Katie Dawson gets ready to serve up another one. Here it is. And picked up again and sent straight back. Boy, I tell you, Katie Dawson's got some speed on those shots, and they hit that back line, and Sales got a hand on it, but it went straight back. Collinsville now up by 7. Dawson delivers another. This one's picked up by Johnson and set up front and shoved across by Gordon, but a net violation will give the point back to Collinsville, 19-11. Dawson ready to serve up another. Here it is. Low and popped over. That's out of bounds. A nice dig on the other side by Johnson, but Dawson has so much momentum on her serves that you get a body part on it, it's going somewhere. And a couple of times they have went straight out of bounds. 22-11, Collinsville a 9-point lead. That one's into the net. So Dawson back there serving up about 6 in a row. Runs out of gas. Janiah Swift back to serve it up for Cahokia. Ava Pierce sends it up front. Georgina sets it up for Pelly. Pelly just shoves it across with a little soft touch, and then miscommunication over there on the far side. And a timeout called by Coach Williams, so we will step aside as well, and we're back in just a moment here on the Kahok Sports Network.
Just because you can cut your own hair doesn't mean you should. The Shop, a great place in Collinsville for men and boys haircuts, is where you should take your hair. The Shop is owned and operated by Collinsville High School graduates Danny Kress and Jody Neiman, and is located at 103 South Seminary Street in Uptown Collinsville. The Shop isn't just another place to get a haircut, as Danny and Jody take great joy in getting to know their clients and look forward to turning those clients into friends. When you sit in a stylish chair at the Shop, Jody and Danny pride themselves on getting to know you well enough to say, the usual. So men and boys, if you're tired of the same old cookie cutter approach to haircuts, check out Danny and Jody at the Shop. You may just walk out with not only a fantastic cut, but you may also walk out with a friend or two. The Shop in Collinsville, 618-772-7175. No appointment necessary. The Shop, 103 South Seminary in Uptown Collinsville.
Kahawks pick up another point on an Ava Pierce ace, and it's 22-12 in favor of Collinsville. Another serve by Pierce, so that one's out of bounds. Kahawks trying to pull out this first set victory. But in the meanwhile, Ryan Gordon back to serve it up for Cahokia. She does so, and that's into the back line, and Dawson to Georgina to Bachoki, and Bachoki into the net. 22-14, Collinsville with the lead, but they're giving points away here. Gordon back to serve up another. And that's a low one, and saved by Pierce. Nicely done, but into the net. Georgina hits it into the net, comes back and hits her again. So another point for Cahokia. And all of a sudden, 9-point lead is down to 7. No worries. Gordon delivers another one. That one's in bounds. Ava Pierce let it go. It knuckled at the last moment back on the right side of the line, but yeah, Pierce was right. I thought it was going out of bounds as well. From 9 down to 6. Gordon delivers another. Picked up, and Dawson puts up her hands after deciding against the closed forearm lift, and another timeout on the floor. We'll step aside as well. We're back in just a moment here on the Kahok Sports Network.
Are the lights on your dashboard putting on a show? Bring it to Mike's Automotive in Collinsville. Mike's Automotive is also a T3 certified tire center. They can handle all of the basics like oil changes and tune-ups, and the not-so-basics like complete engine rebuilds. Mike's Automotive also has 24-hour towing and has 3 locations: Millstadt, St. Louis, and in Collinsville. The Collinsville location is at 1150 St. Louis Road, just blocks from the high school. Or call 345-0611, online at mikesautomotive.net and Mike's Automotive on Facebook.
Back at Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium. I am Todd Duke. Glad you're with us on kind of a gloomy Saturday. Had rain all morning. Poured for a little while. Then the sun came out a little while ago, too. And we have more rain on the way. One of those days. Gordon continues her service streak, as this game is now a 5-point affair, and there's a point right back. And Collinsville 2 points away from wrapping up this first set victory. It's not been an easy task by any means. Emma Stouthammer back to serve it up for Collinsville now. Emma, ready to go. Pops it up, and over here on the side for Johnson. And a kill shot by Johnson. Ava Pierce got a hand on it, but boy, oh boy. That was tough. (23-18). It's getting close. Tanaya Winters back to serve it up for Cahokia. Millsap goes out. And Sanders checks back in for the Lady Comanches. Back in the back, Ava Pierce pops it up. Georgina sets it up for Kennedy Fisher. Fisher just drops it across, and Cahokia has a hard time recovering, but they end up doing so. And then Lexi Bachoki didn't know whether that ball was going over her side of the net or the other side of the net. She jumps up for it, but it was on the other side. And all of a sudden, Cahokia is back to within 4. Here is Winters. Winters pops it up. Ava Pierce steps in front of Stouthammer. Now a setup and into the backcourt. That's in. Collinsville gets the point, and the Cahoks 1 point away from finishing up this first set victory. Alexi Bachoki back to serve it up for Collinsville. Bachoki looks over to Katie McCarthy, the volleyball JV head coach, filling in for Abby Hanger, who is absent for the second game in a row. Collinsville 1 point away from wrapping up this victory. Georgina to Kennedy Fisher, and that's popped straight up, and it comes down. And now Cahokia has to get it over. They can't, as Sanders hits it into the net, and Collinsville picks up the first set victory by a score of 25-19. And we will take a timeout, come back, and we'll have second set action. That'll be coming your way here in just a moment on the Kahok Sports Network. Ogle Auctions in Collinsville, your place for online auctioning. Go to ogleauctions.com to check out the week's items up for auction. Ogle Auctions deals in everyday items like board games, t-shirts, clocks, antique items, and more. To collectible items, anyone in the market for, say, a trolley? Or maybe you're into more treasure troves like vinyl albums, cars, or motorcycles. And Ogle Auctions is always on the lookout for more auctionable items. Ogle Auctions of Collinsville, Auctions every Sunday at 7 p.m. Check them out at www.ogleauctions.com or call Kim or Mike Ogle at 618-218-2117. Cafe Agape serves up some of the best sandwiches, burgers, pork steaks, meatloaf, fish, and more in Collinsville. And yes, they still cater. Wedding receptions, luncheons, business meetings, and much more. And Cafe Agape is your destination for all of your holiday and party favorites, both main courses as well as delicious sides. Cafe Agape in Collinsville is the only place to pick up a Kahok sandwich or dog and the new Flamin' Kahok sandwich. Cafe Agape, check them out at 703 St. Louis Road. Give them a call at 345-CAFE. That's 345-2233. And don't forget to tell them Stewie sent you.
Your home is where you feel happy, safe, and secure. So if you see signs of foundation problems like cracks or uneven floors, worrying is natural, and getting it fixed is crucial. Woods Basement Systems understands. We've been solving foundation worries since 1986. Woods experts have the training and equipment to make permanent repairs. So stop worrying, because with Woods, it's fixed forever. Foundation problems don't get better with time, they get better with Woods, the all things basement-y experts. Call or go to woodsbasementsystems.com today.
The Times-Tribune, Madison County's longest-running leading independent newspaper. The Times-Tribune covers Troy, Collinsville, Maryville, and all the villages and communities of Madison County. From area city halls to sports, including the Collinsville Cayhawks and Unit 10 District News. The Times-Tribune covers that and more. The Times-Tribune is a weekly hometown newspaper published every Thursday, and a one-year subscription is only $40 for the printed and online editions. For more information, call the Times-Tribune at 618-667-3111, online at timestribunenews.com, or follow them on Facebook at Times-Tribune. Lily Georgina goes back to serve for Collinsville as we begin set number 2 here on the varsity side. Collinsville takes the first set 25-19, and they start off with a 1-point advantage here in the second set after a nice serve by Georgina. And Sales was unable to handle it. Nice effort by her. Try Sales once again. This time she pops it up and over here to this side and sent across. Ava Pierce comes over and takes care of it. Georgina sets it up for Dawson, but Dawson has a long way to go. That ball is popped straight up in the air and then back, and then that skims the bottom of the scoreboard. And the point belongs to Alton. You're allowed to hit the ball on your own side if it hits the scoreboard, but if it hits the scoreboard and then goes over to the other side, then the point belongs to the other side. But if it hits the bottom of the scoreboard and comes back on your side and you haven't used all 3 of your hits, then you're still allowed to play it. So Collinsville out to a 2-0 lead. A shove across, and Pelly was unable to handle it. And Cahokia picks up their first points of this second set. 2-1. And back to serve will be Janiyah Swift. Swift sends it across, and it's poked over by Lexi Bachoki. She didn't mean to, but she ends up getting a point out of that. How funny is that? She kind of shrugged her shoulders after that, too. So now Katie Dawson back to serve it up for Collinsville. Dawson delivers it into the net. She had quite the service run in that earlier match. Then ran out of gas and hit it into the net, and then since then she didn't serve until now and hits that one into the net. 3-2, Collinsville up by 1. Here is Raina Gordon. Gordon sends it across, and Dawson takes care of it. Georgina sets it up for Pelly, who taps it across. A save by Cahokia. Now back over here for Johnson. She sends it on the sideline. Picked up by Pierce, set up for Pelly from Georgina, and it's a good one. Off of a hand up front, partially blocked there by Winters. And that made the ball go in a different direction, and Millsap couldn't recover in time. 4-2 in favor of Collinsville as Ava Pierce will come back to serve it up. Pierce, nice low shot. Low serve. Now a poke across. Nice save by Dawson. And then Winters was there for the putback. And it falls right down in front. 4-3. Cayhawks still up by 1. Winters back to serve it up for Cahokia. She puts it into the net. Stouthammer due to check back in. Takes the place of Lauren Lee. Well, Stouthammer back to serve. Popped up, and Millsap pops it back up on her side. Sanders sends it over. Partial block by Fisher, but Bachoki keeps it alive. Now back to Lexi, and she hits it into the net. (5-4). Kahawks up by 1. Tashia Sales serves. Emma Stouthammer takes care of it. Georgina keeps it alive and sends it over the net. And then Johnson just tries to shove it over one-handed, but instead shoves it into her net. And Collinsville back out front by 2 as Lexi Bachoki comes back to serve it up here for the Lady Kahawks. Bachoki sends it screaming down the sideline, and that's popped up, and then Johnson has to react and does so. Stouthammer with a nice dig over to Georgina, and Dawson just touches it across, and then no one there to pick up the trash. It falls right in between Johnson and Swift, and Collinsville back up front by 3. Bachoki back to serve up another. All the way in the back, that stayed in. Sales let it go, thinking it was going out, but it stays in. And Collinsville doubles up Cahokia here, 8-4, and Bachoki putting together a nice service streak. Lexi ready with another. Boy, she throws that ball up there, man. Well, that's popped straight up into the air by Sales, and that one takes forever to come down, and then it's sent across. It's picked up by Pierce. Georgina will set it up for Kennedy Fisher. Fisher off of a partial block up front by Sanders and then out of bounds. And Collinsville up by 5. That was Layla Pelly with that big primal scream there. A timeout on the floor. We will step aside as well. We're back in just a moment on the Kahawk Sports Network.
The Junior Service Club of Collinsville has been a proud supporter of KahokSports.com and the Kahawk Sports Network from day one. Since 1934, the Junior Service Club of Collinsville has been providing women in the community an opportunity to make a difference with fundraisers and projects, all that go towards helping the needy in Collinsville. If you would like any information on any event sponsored by the Collinsville Junior Service Club, head to Facebook, type in Collinsville Junior Service Club, and then click on the event tab. We thank the Collinsville Junior Service Club for their continued support of the Kahawk Sports Network and KahokSports.com.
Back here at Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium, I'm Todd Duke. Happy Saturday, everyone. I know it's not a great day outside, but it is Saturday. Got that much going for us. Blues are playing tonight. Got that much going for us. Blues put a whipping up on the Minnesota Wild last night, 9-1. I recorded that game and was going to watch it when I got home from football. I did watch the first period, and I couldn't keep my eyes open after that. It was 4-1, and I figured, you know what? They better win this game, and if they lose it, I don't want to see it. So I just erased my recording, and that's out of bounds by Bachoki, and went to bed. Well, I did Google to find out the final score before I went to bed, so it was nice to see that it was 9-1. That's the kind of things we need to see from our Blues. Kahawks here, they're up 3, 9-6, trying to sweep out the Cahokia Comanches in 2 sets. Collinsville won the first set, 25-19. Ava Pierce with a nice dig. Georgina all the way over to Dawson. Dawson backwards had to get it over. It comes right back over. And now Georgina can set it up for Fisher. Fisher, a nice dig back there by Millsap. Now over here for Gordon, and it's blocked out by Fisher, and Collinsville picks up point number 10. JV lost. They won the first set, 25-11, and then dropped the next 2 straight. Varsity trying to close this out in 2 sets after Kahawks picked up the first set. That one is going to be trouble. And, oh, what a nice job over there to get it up. And not only that, but pick up the point as well. Man, oh, man. Diving effort there by Katie Dawson. What a save over on the sideline by Gordon. And from a strange angle, she was out there next to the referee standing in the ladder. and still managed to get that over the net. But Collinsville gets that point right back after a service error by Cahokia. It's 11-7 in favor of Collinsville as Lily Georgina comes back to serve it up for the Lady Cahawks. Lauren Lee checks into the game. Pelly, Lee, and Dawson up front, along with Pachoki. A setup over here for Cahokia comes across. Pierce picks it up. Now Dawson sends it across, and that's off of a bunch of people. And out of bounds. Collinsville up now 12-7. 5-point lead for the Lady Cahawks. Lily Georgina will serve it up once again. That was a nice throw by the referee, right in between the ladder and the post. Georgina sends the next one over. It's low. Popped up, stays up, and shoved over, and Collinsville almost fell asleep on that one. Nice recovery by Pierce, and then Pachoki hits it too hard. If Pachoki could get up in the air just a little bit more and aim that ball down instead of a line drive, she would have a lot more kills than what she does. Janiah Swift back to serve it up for Cahokia. She does, just barely gets across. Nice dig out there by Pachoki. Now a setup for Dawson, and a pickup by Millsap in that near corner. And now a double hit by Cahokia gives another point to Collinsville. 13-8. Cahawks have the lead. Dawson serves. Last two have been into the net. Nice to see her get that one over. Now a setup. Johnson has to get it across. She wasn't expecting the setup. And then Georgina punches it over for Dawson off of a hand. Millsap picks it up in the backcourt. And then Johnson in the middle sends it back to the back line where it's picked up by Georgina. And then Dawson for Pachoki. Pachoki off the back. Johnson, hot hands there to keep that one alive. And then the Cahokia Comanches get it over. Georgina sets it up for Pelly. A simple little touch, and it falls down into no man's land. And 14-8 in favor of Collinsville. Katie Dawson, senior, delivers. Picked up in the backcourt, shoved over onto the far side, and Sanders has to get it across. Gordon, she does. And then Pachoki has to get it over. She does, and that one's going to head out of bounds before Gordon can chase it down. And Collinsville now up 15-8. Cahawks trying to sweep out the Comanches in straight set victories here. Katie Dawson back to serve up another. Dawson delivers. Picked up by Gordon. Moved over, and then Georgina skies one. Pierce keeps it alive, and then Pelly gets it across. Picked up by Millsap. Works the ball in front, and then a touch over. Almost made it. Collinsville keeps it alive, and Pierce couldn't get it over the net. Those are always tough to keep alive when they're in the net. Collinsville did, but Pierce couldn't elevate it enough to get it over the net. And Collinsville drops a point. 6-point lead still intact for Collinsville. As Ryan Gordon goes back to serve it up for the Comanches. Knuckleball, that's out of bounds. Barely, but it was out. (16-9). And Ava Pierce serves, and unable to handle that was Millsap. And Ava Pierce back to serve up another one. She does so. This one's picked up in the back by Mazium and sent back across, and then a one-hander back over, kept alive by Lee. Now Georgina for Kennedy Fisher. Backwards, and I think that Millsap was expecting a little bit more juice on that ball, and it didn't happen, and she couldn't recover quick enough. 18-9. Ava Pierce back to serve. Low line drive shot picked up by Millsap, moved over to the side. Now Johnson will get it over, and it's shoved right back at her by Lauren Lee. And then into the back, Ava Pierce for Georgina, setting it up for Fisher, and Fisher hits it into the net. 18-10. 8-point lead For Collinsville, back to serve, Winters. For Cahokia. Pop fly on the near side. Pierce picks it up and shoved backwards, put over by Fisher. And now a setup for Johnson again on the near side, and she finds that sideline. And Comanches climb back to within 7, 18-11. Winters back to serve it up once again. Back row, Bachoki, Dawson, and Pierce. Front row, Georgina, Lee, and Kennedy Fisher. That one is Fisher's ball off the top of the net. She gets it over after a little assist there from Dawson. Picked up by Ava Pierce. Georgina sets it up for Dawson. Dawson, a nice slam, but that's partially blocked and then kept alive by the Comanches. Dawson keeps that one alive again. Fisher just gets it over backwards and then off of the hands of Ava Pierce and straight back. 18-12. Comanches back to within 6. Timeout called on the floor. We'll step aside as well. Back in a moment on the Kahok Sports Network.
The people of Illinois welcome you. The folks in Collinsville, Illinois, well, they want you to stick around for a while and enjoy the sights, the fun, the food, and, of course, the Collinsville Kahawks. The city of Collinsville is a proud supporter of the Collinsville Unit 10 School District. So welcome to Collinsville. Come on over, catch a Kahawks game, or enjoy some of the new places to eat, shop, and have fun. There's plenty to do for the young and the young at heart. Enjoy Christmas at the Collins House during the holidays, tunes that bloom in the warm summer months, and more. There's plenty to do in Collinsville, so come on over for a bit. The folks in Collinsville would love to see you. For more information, go to www.collinsville.org.
Back at Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium, 18-12, 6-point lead for Collinsville. Cahokia delivers, and Georgina will set it up for Kennedy Fisher off the net and kept alive in that back corner. And now over here for Johnson. Johnson to the opposite corner and backwards off of the hands of Katie Dawson. And Collinsville, after having a 9-point lead, has seen that lead drop down to 5 now. And another serve coming up here for Winters. Pop fly picked up by Dawson. Georgina sets it up for Bachoki. Bachoki, and that's out of bounds, but I think we had a net violation anyway. It's a double hit, they said, I guess. I don't know. They hold up the 2, so I believe it is. And Collinsville hits that 19-point plateau and back to a 6-point lead and back to a serve coming from Emma Stouthammer. Stouthammer. Johnson. And that goes over, and Lexi Bachoki saw that everyone moved up front, and that left the entire back line wide open, and that's where she put it. 20-13. Stouthammer ready to serve up another. That one's barely over the net, picked up by Johnson. And now over here for Sanders to get it across. She does so. Stouthammer for Georgina for a little dump over by Kennedy Fisher. And then that one's hit too many times by Cahokia, and Collinsville up 21-13. And Millsap handles that serve. Johnson in the middle, off of Kennedy Fisher's hands. Set up now for Georgina, over for Bachoki, into the backcourt. That's out. Point belongs to Cahokia, 21-14. Comanches trail by 7 and own service here. And coming in to serve will be Tashia Sales. Into the backcourt, Ava Pierce picks it up. Georgina sets it up for Kennedy Fisher, but she didn't get it up high enough and too close to the sideline, and Fisher hits it into the net. 6-point advantage, Collinsville. Sales ready to serve another one. She does so. Picked up by Stouthammer. Georgina sets it up again for Fisher in the same setup, but at least this time Fisher got it across. Now Pierce And Georgina sets it up again for Kennedy Fisher. A block up front, and that one comes all the way to the back, and Ava Pierce can't get there. 5-point advantage for Collinsville. Kahok's trying to sweep the Comanches out of here in 2 straight sets, but Tashia Sales is having other ideas. Here is a save in the back by Dawson, and a setup for Bachoki. And Bachoki slams it into the back corner. On the near side, Mazium couldn't get there fast enough, and Collinsville up 22-16. Alexi Bachoki back to serve for Collinsville. Into the backcourt, picked up by Millsap, and moved over for Sanders to try it. Sanders gets taken care of by Bachoki. Georgina sets it up for Dawson. Dawson into the back. Millsap saves it. Probably was going out of bounds, and then pushed aside. Stouthammer for Georgina for Fisher, and that one's down and in. And Collinsville now 2 points away from wrapping up a 2-set victory. Alexi Bachoki ready for another delivery. Alexi delivers. Into the back, that's out. A little bit too hard. At the last moment, Sales decided to let it go, and it sailed over her head. Back to serve is Kelviana Johnson for Cahokia. Johnson's ready to go. Stouthammer. Georgina for Kennedy Fisher. Save over there by Cahokia. Now a setup for Sanders. She just pumps it across with one hand. Georgina sets it up for Dawson. Dawson with a nice kill effort, but is picked up in the backcourt by Johnson. And then Ava Pierce saves it for Georgina. And then Bachoki gets it over. That ball ends up staying alive. Nice pick up there by Millstat. And Cahokia ends up with that point. Tipped out of bounds. 23-18. Collinsville up by 5. Johnson back to serve up another one. She does. Ava Pierce picks it up for Georgina. Set up for Kennedy Fisher, and she just has to touch it across. That ball goes backwards and then backwards again. And Collinsville 1 point away from wrapping up a 2-set victory. Pelly will check back in. She'll take the place of Ava Pierce, the libero, so they do not have to check in with the referee. Libero can come and go as they please. Kennedy Fisher delivers the serve, and that one's low and picked up by Millsap. And now over here on the side for Sanders, and Sanders found the perfect spot despite the effort by Kennedy Fisher, and now Fisher will go back out, and Ava Pierce will come back in. 24-19, Collinsville with a 5-point lead, trying to win this one with the next point. Will it come in the form of a service error? That's up to Andriana Millsap. Millsap ready to deliver. It's over. Dawson. Georgina back to Dawson. Dawson for the win, yes! Collinsville picks up straight set victories, 25-19 in both instances. And that is going to do it for this game as we transition ourselves into the Cullip Jennings Florist post-game show, brought to you by Cullip Jennings Florist, a staple in the Collinsville area. Has been for generations. Cullip Jennings Florist, located at 517 West Clay Street. Check them out for their weekly specials at 344-0404 or online at cullipjennings.com. 2-set victory here for Collinsville. We're back to tell you all about it as we wrap it up here on the Cullip Jennings Florist post-game show on the Kahok Sports Network.
Cullip Jennings Florist, a Collinsville original since 1939. Cullip Jennings Florist has a wide variety of green and blooming plants, specializing in all designs, from traditional to trend settings. Cullip Jennings Florist is of course your place for beautiful flowers, suitable for any occasion. From anniversaries to birthdays, graduations to weddings, Cullip Jennings Florist is there for any life's major moments. Cullip Jennings Florist, 517 West Clay Street in Collinsville. Call 344-0404 or online at cullipjennings.com.
Code 3 Barbecue Supply, home of Code 3 Spices, is first responder owned by proud Kahok alums. Located at 302 East Main Street, Code 3 Barbecue Supply is your home for one-of-a-kind everything barbecue headquarters, providing the best American-made barbecue grills, smokers, rubs, sauces, accessories, and cooking expertise from professional barbecue experts. Code 3 Spices provides award-winning rubs and sauces and donates 25 cents a unit sold to first responder and military organizations to aid the fallen and assist with suicide prevention and PTSD awareness. Stop on by. See the guys at Code 3 Barbecue Supply for all of your cooking and grilling needs. Code 3 Barbecue Supply, home of the Memphis in May first place world champion Patriot sauce. Learn more about their products and mission in giving back to those who serve at code3spices.com.
Looking for a little bite to eat in a nice, friendly establishment before heading out to a game? Look no further than LC's Pub in Caseyville. Just blocks from Collinsville High School, LC's Pub is the pub of choice for Kahok fans, before, after, or even during Kahok games. LC's Pub features a wide variety of traditional bar food like burgers and fries, chicken wings and chicken strips, appetizers like pepper jack mac and cheese bites, fried pickles, and green beans. Plus they have salads, fish, shrimp, and more. LC's Pub also features an outdoor patio, a gaming room, weekly poker tournaments, and a pool table, plus enough TVs for all the sports fans. And LC's Pub shows Kahok games live, as well as Blues and Cardinals games. LC's Pub, 605 North Main Street in Caseyville, right across the intersection from All Pro Tees. Call for carryout orders at 618-855-9007 and on Facebook at LC's Pub. LC's Pub, Kahok fans' pub of choice.
At Visionary Wealth Advisors, we empower you to see your future before it's your future, to create your inheritance, to build your vision, to anticipate the known and unknown, and to find potential in both, and build new dawns. Visionary Wealth Advisors.
The reviews are in. Old Herald Brewery and Distillery in Collinsville is a hit in the Metro East. Folks both local and just visiting the area are calling Old Herald Brewery and Distillery a must-stop destination in Collinsville. Old Herald Brewery and Distillery in Collinsville is located at 115 East Clay Street in Collinsville and is home to one of the only restaurants in the state with their own brewery and distillery that produces some of the best brews and spirits in the industry. And the food? All created by an in-house chef using local ingredients that will please any palate. Old Herald Brewery and Distillery in Collinsville has daily specials for both inside diners as well as offering curbside pickup specials and family size specials. And don't forget to take home a bottle or a growler of beers brewed on site at Old Herald Brewery and Distillery. Old Herald Brewery and Distillery in Collinsville. Check their Facebook page for daily specials, online ordering at oldheraldbrewery.com, or give them a call at 855-8027.
Call Up Jennings Florist, a Collinsville original since 1939. Call Up Jennings Florist has a wide variety of green and blooming plants, specializing in all designs, from traditional to trend settings. Call Up Jennings Florist is of course your place for beautiful flowers, suitable for any occasion. From anniversaries to birthdays, graduations to weddings, Call Up Jennings Florist is there for any life's major moments. Call Up Jennings Florist, 517 West Clay Street in Collinsville. Call 344-0404 or online at callupjennings.com.
And we welcome you back into the Call Up Jennings Florist post-game show. Final here today. Collinsville varsity wins in 2 sets, 25-19 in both of those sets. JV, they dropped theirs. They won the first set 25-11 and then were wiped out by Cahokia 25-20 and then 15-9 in the final 2 sets. So that's going to do it for us from Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium for this 2020-2021 school year. We'll be back here in August for some more
girls volleyball action. Our next games, we are outside for the rest of the year. We have baseball and softball coming up for you on Monday. I'll be at the baseball field, and we'll have the baseball game against Freeburg right here on this YouTube channel. And then Chris Kettler will take his tablet over to the softball fields, and on the Facebook page, we will have the softball matchup, the season opener between Collinsville and Columbia. We have Tuesday off. More baseball action comes your way Wednesday and Thursday. Football action on Friday on a very busy week of action here on the Kahok Sports Network. So until Monday afternoon at around 4:15 with pregame coverage, my name is Todd Duke. Everybody have yourselves a fantastic rest of your weekend.